Hi everyone, welcome back to HowTechs. Today we have the Nokia 6. When was the last time we unboxed a Nokia phone on this channel? It's been quite a while, so we're looking forward to this. So this is the new Nokia, and let's take a quick look at what we got here. This is Nokia 6. So this is running Android 7.0 Nougat, and it's 4G LTE, 64-bit Qualcomm Snapdragon. It's actually the Snapdragon 430 processor, not the 21. And we have 4 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabytes of flash memory, and a micro SD slot. And it's a 16 megapixel camera with a 8 megapixel front-facing camera for selfies, and a 5.5 inch 1080p HD display. And it also comes obviously with some accessories. So let's take a look inside the box. So here we have the phone, and we have some accessories. Let's take a look at these first. And what do we have in the box? Here's our power brick with the USB on the side. And this one is rated for 5 volts. So there's not a fast charging, but just a regular speed USB charger. And we have headphones, pretty standard looking in-ear buds. And last but not least, we have a USB cable, and this is so it's a normal USB to micro USB. So this is like what you would find on most Android phones previously, not lately. And then let's take a look at the phone itself. So we have some documentation with a SIM removal tool on its own little card, and a manual, and that's basically it for the box, and then the phone itself. So let's clean this up and then we'll unwrap it. Okay, so let's unwrap this guy. This is always the most fun part of the video. This one's pretty strong. Let's actually just slide the whole thing out. So it feels pretty solid. It's actually not that heavy. It's 168 grams, so much lighter than Samsung or iPhone 7 Plus, but pretty solid. Nice metal band around the sides. Good quality here on the back as well. So let's just take a quick look. So we have our micro USB plug on the bottom. We have a microphone as well as our speaker grill. On the side we have power and volume. And on the top we have our headphone jack, obviously. And on this side we have our SIM removal tray with the hole. And that's basically it. On the back we have just a single camera and flash. And there's also the noise cancellation microphone up here. And just in case you forgot, it's a Nokia. You get your Nokia logo here on the front, on the back, and you get a Nokia logo on the front. So when was the last time you saw a phone that had the logo on the face as well? It's been quite a while. But I guess if you're going to get a Nokia, you have that brand, you might as well flaunt it. And here on the bottom we have our task manager and home and back keys, which aren't actually keys, they're just touch sensors. So basically it for the hardware. Let's turn it on and see how it performs. Okay, so it actually booted up quite fast. The issue is that it's basically in Chinese. So, and for some reason the brightness is extremely low. So let's first try to turn the brightness up. Okay, solve that problem. And now so luckily, A, we can read Chinese, and B, we've done this so many times, we can do it with our eyes closed. And so now we're back in English. Okay, and so here we are. So let's check it out. So this is what comes preloaded on this version of it. So we have pretty much everything normal, all the Google apps, etc. So supposedly, this is a pretty vanilla release of Android. So if you're familiar with the Google Pixel made by Google themselves, this Android release is very similar. So let's just double check. So if you go to About Phone, it's Android 7.0. Okay, so let's take a quick look around on some of the apps. So we haven't taken any photos or anything, so let's just check out what kind of wallpapers are available. You can see some standard Android ones that are currently on, and some additional options. Let's try that one. Cityscapes, so these are all nice and themed. So you can see really nice display, good quality. Let's just set that as a wallpaper. There you go. One interesting app that comes preloaded is actually this FM radio one. We don't see that much nowadays, but it's here, and unfortunately it only works with a headset, so we can't demonstrate it right now. But it's pretty cool. If you're somewhere where there's no data signal, you can actually still listen to the radio. So pretty cool. So that's basically it for the apps. So let's take a quick look at the camera. It's pretty standard. Take photos here, zoom in and out, etc. Adjust the focus and brightness. But one strange thing is there is a huge delay between when you click the button and when it takes the photo. So that's kind of lame. Let's see what we have here. You can also do video, and you can record. And this, I guess, is time lapse, and you can do high speed. Let's see if we can do that. But it gives you these warnings, so we have to change the aspect ratio, etc. So that will bring up the settings menu. And the fact that it doesn't just take it and automatically switch it is kind of lame. And then here's the important one, way down here, which is where you can adjust the size. So you can choose for the front camera and the back camera. So you can go up to 16 megapixel, 4/3 aspect ratio, or you can do widescreen, etc. And it gives you basically a small, medium, and large resolution for each one of those. And then for video, for say the back camera, you can do 1080p, 720p, and 480. So one interesting thing is there is a high-speed camera functionality, but it has to be set to the lower resolution. Otherwise, it doesn't work. And unfortunately, it gives you a warning every time you try to switch it, so it doesn't automatically switch. But let's go to video and now try slow motion. Okay, so this is basically half speed, and let's see how that looks. So this is only, I guess, 60 frames per second, so it's not too crazy. There is actually a faster one, so let's go back. And to get to this one, it tells you have to actually be at 720p or lower. I thought we were at 720p, but let's see what it says. So we should have been at 720p, but it doesn't work, so let's try it at SD. Maybe that'll work. So now, okay, now we can switch it. And so now let's try something at basically 90 frames per second. And so let's try playing that one. So pretty cool. It's definitely not like the Xperia XZS, which can do an insane 960 frames per second, but 90 frames per second is pretty cool too. That's the basics of the camera. Other things, you can obviously adjust the flash. So if you're in video mode, that leaves the LED on all the time. If you're in camera mode, you can also do automatic flash on, off, etc. Timer and HDR. So you can do 3-second, 10-second timer, HDR, on all the time, off all the time, or automatic. One last thing, there's actually a submenu here if you want to do panorama or touch up. So let's just stick to regular photo, but definitely this lag is kind of lame. Not just kind of lame, extremely lame. Okay, so that's basically it for the Nokia 6 quick unboxing and walkthrough. Not the fastest processor, but for the money it's probably not too bad. One issue that we didn't like was the fact that the camera shutter is so slow, and also we liked the high speed, but the fact that you had to manually change the resolution before you could actually access all the options. Just kind of a bad interface. Anyway, so that's the basics. I guess you have an FM radio too if you want it. If you have any questions about this phone, please leave a comment. Let us know what you think. And if you have any experience with it, also feel free to let us know. Please check out other how-to videos for the Nokia 6 and many other popular smartphones here on HowTechs. Thanks, bye. You get your Nokia logo here on the front, on the back, and you get a Nokia logo on the front. So when was the last time you saw a phone that had the logo on the face as well?